physiotherapy back in the stairwell. I found out my rib is fractured. I had a little hairline actually in a couple spots. So still taking it easy, the upper body stuff, but I thought let's try to see what we can do in the stairwell. Continue on that side of workouts, and we'll go from there. So again, I've already done my warm-up, so we're just going to jump right into it. Again, a bit of a quick one today, just to show you a couple things. Basically another version of a straight leg deadlift I like to try to have with a little bit of support from the wall. So one foot firmly planted on the wall, other foot up, bent up against the wall. So you can't really see all with this view, but a little bend there, bend of the hips, and back up, really emphasizing that glute traction. That's me coming here. Go. I'm going to do it over here and there. Better spot. Less people. Smidge. So again, got the knee bent up against the wall, other leg straight, or with a slight bend. Give it at the hip, keep the back nice and tall. Come back up and really squeeze your glutes as you're getting out of that position. So basically just similar to a straight leg deadlift, single-legged, getting the other leg kind of out of the way, and then really trying to emphasize that leg that you're standing on, really getting that nice squeeze at the top. You should really feel that mostly in the glute. I like this one sometimes more than doing with two legs, just because I can emphasize my butt squeeze a little bit more at the top, I find. And I even find the other side gets some action as well, and maybe even gets a little bit more action than the standing leg sometimes, because I'm actually almost counterbalancing myself on that leg up against the wall. And really try to get back up into neutral at the top. Switching legs, I'll give you a different view there. Then one foot up on the wall. Other foot kind of, let's just say, I guess it really depends on how tall you are, but a good distance from the wall so that when I'm standing up tall, I'm kind of weight bearing down through the heel, and then not feeling like I'm tipsy or topsy or whatever, right? And then that nice squeeze at the top there, really getting vertical. Obviously, you can do these loaded as well. I'm taking it pretty easy, as I was mentioning, just because I'm trying to not load my ribs a whole lot. Although when I went in for the x-ray and got my results back, the doctor that I spoke to did mention I can have activity tolerated, which basically just means I can do what I need to do, but just take it easy, be careful. If something's causing me problems or pain, then just back off of it, right? But as a healthcare professional, I find that actually very challenging to do. I always like to push it in my personality a little bit, but really try to learn how to take it easy and not overdo things, which I find very difficult. Healthcare workers are generally really bad at listening to their own advice. And I'm not an exception to that. I am terrible at listening to my own advice. I would tell a patient, take it easy and don't do anything, but personally, then I start doing all this stuff I'm not supposed to do. Okay, next one. So I'm going to get up on a bridge position, a little bit more at the back of the legs. I mean, obviously it sucks to get injured. Sometimes it can be a blessing in disguise, because then I'm going to do a bunch of exercises I probably wouldn't normally do. And as a result, work on my hips a little bit more than I tend to do some kind of isolated hip exercises that I may not do as much as I would if I wasn't injured. I'd be focused too much on strength training and loading and that kind of stuff. So this is called a hamstring walkout. It's similar to a bridge, probably a little bit more hamstring involved. And depending on how many steps you want to take out, I try to get like basically vertical with my butt still up in the air, so I'm not contacting the ground with my butt. And then you walk back up. So to make that a little bit easier, you don't have to go quite far out and straighten up the knees all the way. But if you want, you can go all the way out to your knees are virtually straight, but my bum's still up in the air. A little bit of core contraction, so I'm still squeezing through the abdominals a little bit, like someone's going to punch me in the stomach, but I'm preventing them from hurting me, I guess let's say, so I'm tensing or bracing against somebody punching me in the stomach. And then for myself, I have my hands, if you can see, off the ground. If you want a little bit, make this easier, your hands will be supporting your body as you go out. So again, I like to hold for a second or two, because that I find works the core a little bit, works the low back as well, works those hamstrings, just keeps them into that engaged kind of contraction. while I'm holding this extended position. Good. So I'm just going to run through one set of all these little exercises. And for yourself, when you're doing it at home, run through a couple sets, obviously 3 sets depending on how much time you got. Okay. Last exercise, like I said, I'm not. Sorry. No, you're good. I'm not doing a ton of upper body stuff, so this is mostly. Oh, go ahead, sorry. Lower body day today. I'm just going to finish this one off with a wall sit, super easy. But a bit of a variation of it, and I think I've done this in the holder video before as well. But basically, a wall sit with a bit of a calf raise. So finding a nice solid spot on the wall, getting down to a 90-degree squat, and obviously to make this easier, you just don't go quite into 90. You just go shallower. The shallower you are, the easier it is, obviously. But I like to get 90. If you want to go below 90, you can even do that. I'm just going to adjust the angle so you can see my feet. And then what we're going to do is get into your wall sit. And then what I'm going to do is try to get a few calf raises out of that. So obviously this is just make sure it's not dusty on the floor. Isometric hold. And then, I mean, if you want to do isometric calf raise too, that works. Obviously you could do this on one leg as well. Make this a little harder. You know, you've got a lot of options on how to make this more challenging. Obviously you can load it as well. Just make sure your floor is not slippery like it is here. A little dusty down here in the stairwell. I'm just going to do a hold for a couple of seconds here. So like I said, lower body exercises for today for lunch. Super simple, no equipment required, as you see. You don't even need to do in a stairwell for today. You just have to have a 6 foot by 6 foot little bit of wall, and you can do